Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Sarah here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Rebecca, and she's selling her affiliate and Amazon Associates business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Welcome to the show, Rebecca. How are you doing today?
Hi, very good. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, very happy to have you here. Looking forward to talking a bit more about your business. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of the business. So this is an affiliate and Amazon Associates business in the children's niche, created in November 2016. The average monthly revenue of the business is $2,322, and it has an average of $2,222 per month in net profit, and that is based on a 7-month pricing period. Included in the sale of the business are domain and site content and files, an email list, social media accounts, SOPs, and contractor relationship. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 47850 to learn more about the business or to unlock the listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing. Now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's dig into the interview. So, Rebecca, can you tell me a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Sure. So this wasn't my first online business. This will be the first business that I have sold. But my first business was an online e-commerce business that I started around 2014. This was the first time that I really ever got exposed to digital marketing and what it meant to run an online business. Now, while that business did not end up working out, I then transitioned and started working with clients after that, doing social media marketing and paid advertising around Google Ads, Facebook ads. And so that's where I first got exposed to what it meant to build a website and build a business online. But in 2016 is when I met someone who had multiple content sites and did affiliate marketing. And that was the first time that I ever learned really what affiliate marketing was. And it really inspired me to go ahead and start this current business.
Very cool. Yeah, I love how, I think your story is similar to a lot of other entrepreneurs where maybe the first business wasn't the one that got off the ground, but it was exactly what you needed to lay the foundation for all your future businesses. So very awesome. So you had the idea for this business. Just kind of walk me through, introduce me to this business that you have and, how it primarily makes money.
Sure. So I first started, like I mentioned, I was introduced to someone who had multiple content sites. He was doing affiliate marketing, and that is what really inspired me to go ahead and look at creating this business. I was currently working within this niche, so that's why I also chose this niche. It was something that I knew was growing, something that I was interested and passionate about. And so I began writing content for it, built out the WordPress site, and from the very beginning, originally started with just monetizing it with Amazon affiliate links. And then since then, we have been growing and diversifying the revenue across other affiliate platforms. But currently, the site is 100% affiliate or Amazon Associates for monetization.
Very cool. I guess almost backing up in a way to your original story, it sounded like you've really worked in a lot of different parts of the online business world. What in particular makes affiliate and just different ways of monetizing content sites just a great online business and a great way to earn money online?
Sure. So I think with content sites, there's a lot of forgiveness. So, unlike some e-commerce sites or FBA, where you have to really be managing the site, staying on top of, customer relations. With a content site, I had forgiveness in that if I wasn't able to work on it for a few weeks, I wouldn't see rankings or traffic slide. There's an easy site to maintain, and it's easier to keep that at least steady revenue or steady traffic. And then it's once you really start putting the time into it, you'll start seeing that growth. But it was something for me where I started working and had clients that it wasn't something that I could ever make my full-time job. That's what appealed to me as a business, is that it was something that I could work on just a few hours a week.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a bunch of sense. So that kind of leads me to my next question then. You have this business that it's been working out for you. You're only working on it a couple hours a week. But, what has sort of led you to sell it instead of, say, keeping it and growing it?
Sure. I think I have started to reach my limits on how I know how to grow it. So, I've learned about, through the process of starting this business, learned more about SEO and learned about affiliate marketing. But to expand into other channels, it's something where I don't have that skill set. And on top of that, I am also working on a new site that is in a different niche. I'm also seeing my client work grow. So while it doesn't take very much time for me every week, I have decided I want to start spending my time and investing in this new venture.
Great. Okay. Well, would you say there's anything you learned from this business that you would apply to future sites or businesses? What did you learn from building this that just seemed to really work for you?
I definitely learned a lot starting this business. Prior to this, while I did have experience in digital marketing, it was primarily in paid advertising and some social media marketing. For one, Pinterest has actually been a big part of the business, especially in the past 6 months. So prior to this, I really didn't know much about Pinterest. I thought it was just for creating idea boards for your home decorating or finding recipes. But especially in the niche that this website is in, Pinterest does have a lot of potential, and I was surprised by the amount of traffic that can come from it. So I would certainly, for future businesses, work within Pinterest again. It's a good way to also diversify your traffic sources. But I think the other really big lesson I learned is that, you do need to invest in these businesses. So link building wasn't something that I had much experience in. And I originally was writing all of the content. And so I was a big bottleneck in the first couple years of growing the site because I was not investing in hiring writers to add more content. It was only what I was able to write. And so going forward with future businesses, I think I know I will have more confidence to really invest in it, hire writers so that it can grow faster and it's not just reliant on what I'm able to do.
Absolutely. That's a really good lesson and really good advice. Just kind of piggybacking off of what you just said on Pinterest, I get really excited when I hear businesses come through that have found that Pinterest has really helped them and helped their business take off. I'm curious, what do you think is the secret sauce for success for a content site on Pinterest?
Sure. It does have some differences with niches. Of course, for example, recipes are far more popular on Pinterest than, say, other niches. But I don't think anyone should be deterred from Pinterest just based off of what they expect works on it. And the secret sauce too is, Pinterest is another search engine. So doing your keyword research, both for your website, but also for Pinterest, people are using Pinterest to browse, but also to search. So making sure that your pins are optimized for search, have those keywords that you're going for is really important. And then I think lastly, you have niche keywords and then consistency. So Pinterest also does if you're posting new content regularly. And so there's a lot of tools out there to make it easy to schedule your pins. So I just spend one day a week working on the site, and part of that day is spending time scheduling those new pins.
Awesome. Yeah, good advice. Glad to see that Pinterest is really working out for you. Of course, I want to ask a flip side question here. So we talked about what has really worked for the site. Was there anything that you tried that, say, didn't work?
Sure. I mentioned that, link building wasn't one of my strong suits, and I did kind of shift some of the content, started creating new content where I was taking all of my own images, doing more hands-on pieces that weren't monetized. So they didn't have affiliate links on them. And the purpose of that was I wanted to do some really specific posts to then reach out to other bloggers for those images and those posts to be featured. And that had pretty much a 0% success rate. So, I quickly learned link building was going to be a lot harder than I expected. And it's certainly something that would really contribute to the growth of the site for someone to come on who really does have more of that experience in link building.
Okay. You've been in this for a couple years, as I'm assuming now, just based off what you were telling me earlier. What advice would you give to our listeners that you'd wish you'd known when you'd started?
That it's not going to be an overnight success. I think it's easy to see someone's just starting their first content site. It's easy to see these income reports and seeing how much traffic that they're getting and thinking that's going to be you in 2 months. When I first started the blog, I really expected it to just, I knew the niche, I knew it was growing, knew what I was doing, and thought I would just see that really quick growth. And part of the story of this site is that you do see flat growth for the first 2 years, and then in 2019 is when it grows. And it partially was because, I think I worked on it for the first 6 months, really expected, quick, fast growth, even though this was my first site and I was still learning, and got a little discouraged. I wasn't working on it very actively, if at all, for most of 2018. And it wasn't until 2019 where, I really learned that it does take work to build up a content site, and spent most of 2019 really investing and adding new updating content and working on it. And so, if you are just starting out, just be consistent and persistent with it, because it's not, most content sites aren't going to be an immediate success in the first couple months. It is going to take time for you to grow that site. And I wish I had gone into it with that expectation.
I think that's such a good point. And, I hear that from many sellers, this idea that we all think it's going to take off immediately. And with a content site, it's like time is usually not on your side. You just need to kind of hang out with time for a while till the business takes off. So yeah, I think it's such a good point. So moving on to a bit of a different subject here, where would you say, the majority of your traffic is coming from? Can you just walk me through that a little bit?
Sure. So most of our traffic is organic search from Google. I've mentioned Pinterest, where past 6 months we've been working more on growing our Pinterest following to diversify that traffic. But most of our traffic is from Google, and it is distributed towards the top 5 pages. And then for Pinterest, that's where we get a lot more traffic from some of those other pages.
Okay. And what are you currently doing in terms of marketing?
Minor social media, just posting when we have new content, Pinterest, and then email marketing. So we did launch email opt-ins on the site back March last year, so March 2019, and started capturing emails, have a couple freebie downloads for people to subscribe, as well as email pop-up that's actually performing quite well for converting new subscribers. And we were fairly inconsistent with the email marketing at the beginning, and now we do regularly email twice a month when we release new content. But even there, we are marketing there, but there's still potential to grow that and create more systems in that space.
Awesome. You're kind of leading me to my next question. I'm going to open up the floor just in case you have anything else to add. In terms of growth opportunities, are there any other ways that you can think of that if you were to keep this business that you would try to grow it?
Sure. So the first and foremost, I know I've mentioned a lot about link building, but do you think that is where there's a big opportunity to have some of the content on the site that's currently not generating a lot of organic traffic to start generating organic traffic? We have a lot of posts that are just hovering on that second, third page of Google that just need a little bit of little boost to move up. And then most immediate thing too that I would do is launch display ads on the site. So further diversify the income. Currently it is, like I mentioned, only affiliates, but there are posts on the site that aren't monetized with affiliate links. And I think there's that opportunity to grow it further with the display ads, and then of course more content. So this niche has, while it's specific, there's lots of opportunities about what you can write about. And, we've had a lot of success with the current number of posts that we have, but there's so much more potential to keep investing in that content.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and a lot of really good growth opportunities there. Of course, this again, on the flip side, what would you say are the biggest risks with the business that a buyer should be aware of?
Sure. So like all content sites, that are primarily driven with organic search, one of the risks is that the site would be impacted by an algorithm update. We haven't had big impacts. We have weathered we have made it through multiple ranking updates or algorithm updates without seeing our traffic impacted. So the site does, right now is meeting all of Google standards. We really focus on creating high quality, long form content, but that is a risk for any business and within the content space.
Okay. Well, can you describe the amount and type of work you do on this business for maintenance?
Sure. So I mentioned I do work on it, about once a week. So each week I will be publishing a new piece of content that our content writer wrote for us. And I'll also work on Pinterest and scheduling any social media posts. And then, it's about once a month where I'll go ahead and do a content audits. So if there are any posts that maybe are sliding in traffic or Google rankings, make sure that we update it. We've seen a lot of success of just updating posts and immediately jumping a little bit in traffic. So that's been huge for us, is constantly updating posts to keep them relevant and to keep it, strong within organic traffic. And I will also do keyword research. So every month I'll log into Ahrefs and go ahead and plan out all the topics that we will be writing about for that month.
Awesome. Okay. So, would you say for someone to take over this business, are there any skills or requirements for someone not familiar with this niche or business model?
If you're familiar with content sites and affiliate marketing, I think you're well set up to work with this website. As I mentioned before, so link building, that would be a skill set that I say would be very valuable for whoever purchases the website. And, as far as if you're not familiar with the niche, then, there are a lot of content writers available that are within this space. So I don't think that while being aware of the niche will definitely help you, it's not a necessary requirement to work in it, because you'll find plenty of others that do work within this niche that are available to support you with writing.
Okay, great. Well, speaking of support, how much support are you offering buyers?
I am offering 30 days support, so email, phone calls to help with the transition. I'll also be transferring over all our SOPs. I already currently have a list of blog topics and keyword research that we've already done that are in the queue. So whoever takes it on can go ahead and get rolling with content immediately if they choose to publish those posts.
Okay. Would you commit to a non-compete?
Yes.
Cool. Just a few wrap-up personal questions. Is there anyone who inspired you while building this business that our listeners might like as well? So that might be like podcasters, certain Facebook communities, different resources, etc.
Sure. The podcast I've listened to throughout the whole process of building online businesses has been Tropical and VA. So they'll interview people of all different types of business, but including content sites. And it's something that's always kept me really motivated and inspired to keep moving forward with this business.
Awesome. Was there any software tools, anything that helped you while running this business?
Yeah, Ahrefs is what I use to do all of the keyword research, plan our content, and has been very helpful for me to just understand what is it in this niche that people are searching for. So I use that very regularly. And then Tailwind is the Pinterest app that I use. And it's great for sharing with other tribes. So you can share with other bloggers. They'll repin your content as well. And that's been a great tool for us to use to grow within the Pinterest space.
Cool. So Rebecca, what would you say drove you and motivated you while having this business?
Sure. So I think what's really kept me motivated is the passion that I have for the niche, the children's education space that we are in. And it's really, really encouraging when you do receive an email from a parent or teacher telling you that they really enjoyed a specific post or how you might have helped them. And so that's been something that has really driven me to keep producing more content, keep trying to provide quality to our readers, and really kept me motivated throughout the process.
So, Rebecca, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
The site has strong year growth since I really picked it back up last year and started investing a lot more into new content. And there's still so much potential in this niche. I think it's attractive that it is diversified across affiliate programs. So while Amazon Associates updated their commission structure, it was really helpful that this business did not rely entirely on Amazon Associates. And for me, it's really attractive, or I would think it's attractive because there are new ways to continue to diversify that income with the website. So with display advertising not yet being added to it. And then there's also the opportunity in this space to launch digital downloads. So a lot of the other players within this niche do rely heavily on monetizing through premium downloads. And that's just something that for me, I hadn't had the skill set or time to launch yet. But I think this is just another way that it does make the business attractive, that it is growing, and it's a business that you can continue to diversify the income streams with it as it grows.
Great. Well, Rebecca, I've really enjoyed this conversation and learning a bit more about your business. I think you've really done a lot of great work on it and getting it to an awesome place. Before I sign off, was there anything else that I might have missed? Anything else you wanted to go over?
No, I think we covered a lot. And of course, if anyone wants to schedule a call, I'm happy to jump on a call with anyone to answer any questions and provide complete transparency with this business.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time today, and thank you so much for coming on and speaking with me.
Yes, thank you again for having me.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To check out more details on this business or to unlock the listing, visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 47850. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. By unlocking the listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about the business and can start your due diligence. Until next time.